Hey Team Shuckle, what is up? Welcome back to another Wi-Fi battle. Today we are battling Oh How, and I know, it's weird. I stopped doing Rising Singles because I wanted to give a little bit more variety, and so far we've only been doing singles because those are definitely the easiest types of battles to get. So this is a battle against Oh How, as I said, and we did this while we were at Worlds. He joined us on that trip. In fact, he drove. What a great guy. And yeah, we did this while we were watching TCG because not many of us really understood or liked TCG. I mean, it was interesting, but oh boy, was it confusing. So, looking at his team, I got into this bad habit bringing this team, because this is the team that I drafted for the Lithio GBA. I got in a bad habit bringing Espeon every time. And, I looked at his team and I figured, you know what, I think Pinsir would be a good lead. So that's what I did. I led off with Pinsir, and I thought it would be a very good lead for me. And yeah, so he brought a pretty cool team, and I'm finally getting to use my Zoroark, and it actually plays a pretty good role in this battle, as you'll see. But unfortunately for me, he does start off with Arcanine, and the Intimidate goes off, and I'm thinking, there's no way. So what I do here is I switch into Melodic to take the Flare Blitz. But he predicts me, and he goes for Wild Charge, and it does a little over half, so now I'm sitting in a really bad position. But I do have Citrus Berries, so I can at least take another one of these Wild Charges. So he's going to go again, and I know I can take it because it does a little over half. I have a little bit over half. So yeah, I go for Toxic here, and I'm thinking that might have been a bad idea. But the more I thought about it, the better of an idea it was. Looking at my team, I'm very weak to fire, so whittling this down as best as I can is really the best thing I can do. So I decide to switch into Tangrowth here to take that Wild Charge, and he does go for Wild Charge, and I tank it so well. That didn't even do 10 damage. Not even 10 damage. Can we talk about that for a second? I know it's resisted, but still. I love Tangrowth. Tangrowth is such a monstrous wall. So he decides to switch out because I guess, thinking I can take it. I don't know. But I go for Knockoff, and it ends up being Mega Charizard X, which was actually pretty good because he expected me to switch out here predicting the Charizard Y, but I figured he'd predict that and sort of go for another move like Solar Beam for the Melodic. So I just stayed in and I went for Ancient Power just in case, because that would have done good damage, and it does great damage to this Charizard, so I'm happy with where I am. He goes for the Flare Blitz. I'm like, you're at +1, but I think I can take this. There's no... oh god. So yeah, +1 Charizard Flare Blitz, not gonna happen, but it does enough recoil to bring him down, and I was very happy about that because he actually didn't realize that at first either, because yeah, it's just... he clicked it and he was like, oh no, what did I do? Because then he dies. But so I decided to start off with Espeon because I figured it would be a pretty decently good lead off here since we both had no Pokemon. He had Breloom and he went into Mandibuzz, but I actually went for Reflect just in case. I didn't really know what the Breloom could do. Figured maybe a Rock Tomb or maybe a Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed could probably do some good damage to me. So I wanted to get that Reflect up, and so that's what happened. So then I go for Hidden Power. It's HP Fighting. I got this from Son of Dragon, as I said before, which is why it's so shiny. And it doesn't do much. I'm not really liking this matchup, but I don't really want to switch anything in on the knockoff. I mean, I could switch in Pinsir, but I don't really want it taking extraneous damage, so Espeon did its job. It got the screens up, and that's all I really cared about. It did good damage, so I'm just going to stick with it. So I decided to bring in Melodic here, and I'm not really sure what to do. I go for Recover. I didn't realize I'd be faster than it. I simply went for the Recover just to get some HP back. I thought maybe it just can't do any damage to me. I didn't have an item, so Knockoff would do absolutely no damage to me, which, as you saw, it didn't. So he actually brings in Breloom here, and I just wanted to go for another Recover. I figured he'd switch out. I figured I'd be able to recover off my damage, get to full HP and stuff like that. So in comes the Breloom. I go for Ice Beam. I didn't even think I'd be faster than this too. I don't have any investment in speed, and that was just nuts. So he goes for Substitute, thinking I'd switch out, and of course I didn't want to switch out because while I do have Metagross, I didn't really want it taking a Spore. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have Tangrowth anymore to handle this Breloom, so that's, you know, the problem there. I just go for another Ice Beam because I know I'm faster and Mach Punch won't KO me, and Ice Beam will certainly break his sub. So he goes for Seed Bomb, and it doesn't even do more than half, which was crazy. I mean, I didn't expect that to happen. He didn't expect that to happen, and I forgot I had Reflect up. So that's why that happened. Probably still would not have KO'd me had I gone for had I not had the Reflect up, but either way it's good to have, you know, some sort of safety net. So in comes the Arcanine to take the Ice Beam, which is a good switch, but because of the toxic damage and he doesn't really have a way to one-shot me, I can win this matchup. I don't have to worry about switching out. However, he did a low roll those first few times, because if you remember correctly, it did a little over half, and I think I had a little bit more than that damage, so unfortunately I did lose my Melodic there. But the cool thing about this turn is he sends in Breloom, and I bring in my Metagross, and that seems like a weird matchup, right? Until you realize that, you know, maybe this Metagross isn't a Metagross, right? So I go for Flamethrower, and he's actually sort of confused, you know. I think Metagross does actually get Flamethrower, which is kind of weird. It's kind of very weird, actually. So he was a little confused. He's like, why are you running Flamethrower in your Metagross? So in comes the Nidoking, and I go for Night Daze, and he goes, I can't believe I didn't realize that. It does so close to KOing, and I think, if my memory is right, Dark Pulse is actually a little bit stronger than Night Daze, and I really should get that on this set. 'Cause I think that would have been a KO had I used Dark Pulse, if I'm remembering it correctly. So I decided to bring in Pinsir because it's at a low enough HP where I think Quick Attack will be able to KO it, so I can get that very beautiful Moxie boost. And it was, so that's fantastic. I loved it. I really liked that the Zoroark illusion worked. I've never really been able to get it to work, and I'm glad I got it to work. So in comes Brittany the Melodic, and I decided, you know, this is a good time to Mega Evolve, so I'm going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to go for Return. I'm most definitely faster than this Melodic, so I'm not expecting it to KO. I know I'm at +1, but Melodics are pretty defensive. But it does KO, and that's fantastic. Fantastic. So happy with that damage. And then in comes Breloom, who honestly really has nothing for me. I go for Quick Attack just in case he wants to go for like a Mach Punch or something. I mean, I quad resist it, but I'd rather not have any damage. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was the battle. I don't really know. I didn't really need to go for Quick Attack. I just went for it. It didn't hurt, you know? But yeah, that was the battle. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm really loving this team. There's still some Pokemon on my draft list that I haven't used yet, and not sure how I'm going to use them. I'm really not. I have a Granbull, I have a Kecleon, and I can't remember the other one, but I just don't really know what to do with them. Kecleon, I think I have a good idea. Granbull, I look at it and I'm just like, I don't really know what to do with you. I needed a physical fairy. I might drop it for Slurpuff, because some people gave me good ideas about that. You know, Belly Drum on Burden would be pretty nasty. But the only issue with that is it's, you know, not really bulky, and it's going to be decently hard to set up. And, you know, not really many people have dragons. I really don't know, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I appreciate you guys watching. This wasn't a Lithio GBA, I just happened to be using the team because it's probably one of the better singles teams I've made recently, or ever, really. The only other really good one I did was in the very beginning of X and Y, where I had a Scolipede, Baton Passing, Swords Dance, and Speed Boosts to Mecha Kangaskhan. Yeah, that was fun. That was way before they banned it. Oh man, that was crazy. Alright, well thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys at the next video. Peace.